What's up, guys? Welcome to week 15 of 23 weeks of growing food. Well, we're almost done with the weeks, but is the food growing? We'll see that. I have these guys. They were chicks. They were little chicks when we started this challenge of the 23 weeks of growing food. So I'm just here moving their tractor. This is the chicken tractor. Why do I call it a chicken tractor? I didn't initially call it a chicken tractor, but whoever called it a chicken tractor meant it. It's a chicken tractor. Why is it a chicken tractor? Let's see why. See where these chickens have been? So it's raining right now and everything looks green and thick. But see where the chickens have been? Now these are younger chickens. There are 11 in this tractor. It's a small tractor. This is where the were just... is that where they were yesterday? Or here? This is where they were yesterday. So these guys can till the ground for you. Now guys, let's go look at what the adult chickens do. Since we're not able to move this tractor every day, we try to move it every 2 days or whenever we can. But now see what these guys do. There's just about 15 chickens in here, and you guys can see how they scratch the ground. Now we left it here for 3 days and see what they did. It's clear soil. This is why it's a chicken tractor. So you do not need a tractor to till this place. All you need are chickens, and it's ready to be planted. This is what these guys can do. Now we didn't move the other, we have not moved it for another 2 days. Now it's 2 days, and the problem is, it's not the problem, it's a good thing. It's been raining, and today morning I didn't come out. I stayed indoors the whole day, so I didn't come out to move the tractor or do any work at the farm. I've just actually come out now, and this is their second day here, or their third day, I'm not sure. But see what these guys have done. Now usually you wouldn't want it to happen that way. You wouldn't want them to scratch the soil until it's bare, and we usually don't do that. But for these two portions, we've not been very consistent in moving the tractor, and this is what they've done. Hi guys. Now this place here looked like this place here, and see what these guys have done. So we're going to move them here, and then I also want to clear these things. I don't want these things here. That's why it's called a chicken tractor. It's called a chicken tractor because the chickens do the tilling for you. Did I come up with a chicken tractor? No, I didn't. I think it's Joel Salatin that came up with the concept of the chicken tractor. I'm not sure if there was someone before him that had come up with that concept, but he did come up with that concept. So another thing I'm making today is compost. I wanted to do that early in the morning, but I didn't do that because it was raining. And you don't want the compost pile to get anaerobic. I'll explain these terms, aerobic and anaerobic. You don't want anaerobic, you want aerobic. Smells good like forest soil. You want the aerobic bacteria, which is bacteria that should be always exposed to oxygen for it to form, and just enough water. Now, what I have to do is we have to cover this compost pile so that it doesn't get rained on. So I want to work on that right now and then cover it, because it actually looks like it will rain in the morning or in the night. Over there I have a pile of sticks and things like that, and these sticks were up to this height, but now they've composted to some extent. So down here is compost literally, but I'm just going to add more on that. So I'm going to spread those sticks down there and put the cow manure in there with some of the brown stuff here, so that, you know, they kind of also break down. If they have something touching their surface and they are moist enough, they'll break down quickly. So composting process has so many things happening. It has so many microbes. There's ants, there's termites, there's nematodes, there's protozoa, there's bacteria and fungi, which are, bacteria and fungi are kind of like the main guys. What we are creating is a bacterially dominated or bacterially dominant type of compost, because we're growing vegetables, so we want one that's bacterially dominant. Bacterially? I don't know if that term's correct, but we want one that's bacteria dominant, not fungi dominant. Fungi dominant would be for perennial and things like that. So bacteria dominant compost works best for vegetables and short-term crops. That's annual crops, and that's what we are creating right now. That was one heavy pile. Those sticks there, those sticks are dry brown sticks, which is carbon. I would have rather shredded them or chipped them so that they're kind of wood chips, but I don't have the machine to do that, and I don't have access to that for now, so I'll just let them compost the way they are. I'm sure they'll break down slower, but they'll still break down as long as I keep the compost pile moist enough, not too wet, but just moist enough. I had to stop working on the compost pile over there because it started raining. So we've been having lots of rain. It's just it will settle for just like an hour and then rain. And this is how the rain comes. It comes 30 minutes, rains kind of heavily, stops for about 5 minutes, rains again, stops for about a minute, rains again, drizzles, stops, drizzles, stops, drizzles. That's what's happening. So I had put the chicken food out there. It's going to be rained on, so I need to go get it out. I'm hearing my daughters sing, "Rain, rain, go away." I don't like that song. I don't like it. I'm praying for the rain to come. The rain shouldn't go away. There's more rain coming. So I need to cover up these chicks. We usually cover this area up with a tarp so that, you know, we just keep them warm. So I'm going to cover them up and then I'll head back into the house. Hey, little chips. I have to run back. You guys see the weeds I have to deal with. Right now I can't weed. It's all green. It's all green. This is how quick these weeds have grown. Yeah, that's a lot of work. I've just been looking at the weeds and thinking about the work I have for next week. That's if it doesn't rain heavily. But we'll figure out ways to weed even with the rains, because if it continues raining then we'll still have to work on that. Otherwise things are growing well. Some aren't growing that well. Like the cucumbers have started getting, what's it called, mildew. I think it's called powdery mildew. That's the whitish stuff, and the zucchinis have a bit of that too. So what I've done is I've plucked off the leaves that have those and put those away, but I also need to find a solution. Now with the rains, usually this is something you expect with cucurbits, cucumber, pumpkins, squash, and that family. They usually get these things, usually get mildew. I need to show you guys the chickens coming out. There's a falcon trying to catch my chickens. There's a falcon over there. He tried to grab the chickens. I need to grab a rock. To grab a rock. See the chickens running back away from the falcon. There goes the falcon. No, that's not a falcon. That's a kite. It's black in color. So it's trying to get our chickens. We let them out and the falcon was just like, right time. Woo! But didn't grab any, thankfully. Yeah. So chickens usually run to the front side of my house to eat. So we're moving the tractor so that if it rains, it's not raining here.